You're listening to Parallel Fiction, a podcast that celebrates storytellers across all mediums. Each episode, we weave together two stories within a common theme and analyze their meaning on everyday life. This week's theme is time travel. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Heather.
And welcome to the show. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
It must be like a nervous tick that I'm like, how's it going, guys? And it's like...
There's this awkward thing, like after we both say our names. Yeah. I'm like, what do we say next?
Oh, God. Because we read like the intro.
Right, well, we got our intro down.
It's a little movie magic.
We know how to do our names.
It's an intro that we read.
We may know the themes.
Yes. Yeah.
But, you know.
I don't know. Well, I feel like we're talking to people. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a weird connection.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It feels like a phone call is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. It doesn't feel like we're recording.
One-sided phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know why I assume somebody's going to be like, good.
Maybe some ghost or a cat or something.
Maybe a time traveler.
Wait, so speaking of cat.
Yeah.
Our minds were just blown the other day. Like,
I know.
We were, we have our jingle jangle with our cat. And
if you listen, you may have heard.
Yeah. And our brother Luke, brother-in-law,
yes,
my brother-in-law, his brother, was like, why don't you just take the collar off her when you record? And we like looked at each other and I was like, because we didn't think of it.
It's like, I never thought of that. That's why you're a smarter man than I.
He's like, I always wondered. I was like, well, just did it cross our minds.
Her solution was like, put her in the bathroom.
Maybe she'll like stay away so we don't hear the jingle jangles.
It just pisses her off more.
But the thing is even if we took the collar off her, I think she'd still get into shenanigans.
Yeah, she'd find a way.
So like make
I don't know if you guys could see on the video version, but she's sleeping quietly back by those purple lights.
And hopefully she'll stay there.
Yeah. We have like the LEDs behind the couch and we're trying to like theme them to the theme of the show because I'm a crazy person. And I'm like sitting there with the remote like,
what color's time travel?
Babe, what color's time travel?
Purple, I guess. And I ended up wearing purple today too.
Oh crap, I kind of accidentally did too. Well, it's purple theme.
Ooh.
Weird.
I guess time travel is kind of purple.
I don't know.
I don't know, like if like people are traveling, I see like purple. I don't know.
Yeah, like your aura's purple.
I don't know. I like thought of Doctor Who for a minute. I feel like when he like goes places, it's like a purpley swirl, maybe. Not like, I don't know. It's been a long time since I saw Doctor Who.
I was thinking yellow for like the flux capacitor, which by the way, I'm doing Back to the Future this week, so we're gonna talk about that. And but the LED lights like don't do purple; it's like green, and it was just disappointing.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good.
It wasn't great.
I mean, it was $5 from the like dollar bin section,
yeah,
so
you know.
I gotcha. So Jeff's doing Back to the Future, and I am doing The Time Traveler's Wife. Obviously the novel. So
yes.
Yeah.
So you want
exciting things.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to get into the rock paper scissors gauntlet?
Ow, my arm.
Oh no.
On another note, we got vaccinated.
Yeah, so that's fun.
So we could do meet and greets soon with our vaccinated friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So rock, paper, scissors.
Ready.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Double rock. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh,
this is ridiculous.
Read my mind. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn it.
Just throwing rocks here.
Triple rocks. Okay. I feel
this is it.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won.
I thought I was going to do some mind trickery and go for the fourth rock, but I lost. Okay, so...
I'm going to go first.
Okay, great. So let's take a quick break and we'll come right back with The Time Traveler's Wife.
Okay, we're back. Let's get into some analysis.
Yeah, so this was a fun topic for me because like you always think like, oh, I did something stupid. Like if only I could go back and do something differently.
But if you could go back, would you?
If it's something stupid like, oh, I forgot this at home and I need it. Like,
but what if it's like the butterfly effect?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, what if the one little stupid thing you change like completely alters your life?
Well, now I'm thinking about it. I didn't think about it before. But I guess when you put it that way, like how I guess every small thing could potentially.
I think about that all the time.
Really?
When like if I'm in the car and I'm like running late to somewhere and you get stuck behind like the slowest person in the world and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, this is taking forever. Just go, blah, blah. And then part of me is always like,
what if you
I'm at the right
danger?
place at the right time? Like, what if I am going my normal speed and somebody runs a red light?
Yeah.
And it was going to hit me, And like, it's the same thing with 9/11. Yeah. There was so many stories about people that were running late for no reason, or was somebody's kid's first day of kindergarten and they went into work late and watched from a distance the planes hitting the towers. Like,
that's crazy.
I don't know. Time is one of those things that just like freaks me out because it's definitely, I mean, like we have linear lives.
Maybe.
But is it really? Is it really linear?
I don't know. Isn't there like schools of thought where like all time happens at once? I don't like that.
I know if you get into like physics stuff, like we're talking like quantum physics and whatnot, that like time is not so linear.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to think about. And it's weird to think that like time travel could be a possibility, I guess.
But there's always the thing where like, oh, if time travel is possible, like $20 will just appear in my wallet, no questions asked. Like
well, there's
future
a whole,
me
like,
would hook me up.
Project Pegasus conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know about it, is basically that the government has like a time traveling program, more or less.
Yeah.
One of my favorite podcasts, and That's Why We Drink, did a great episode about Project Pegasus.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
You'll have to check it out. It's so interesting. I didn't know anything about it until that episode.
Is that like there's that movie The Men Who Stare at Goats, where it's like people who like it was like mind power, like telekinesis.
I've never heard of that.
It was like George Clooney. I saw it in the theaters. It was I would, if I could go back in time, I would
see that movie.
I'd watch it on a Tuesday instead of paying to go see it at the theaters.
I would, if we're going to talk about that, I would have never gone and seen Bruno. So.
Oh, you saw that in the theaters?
It was a mistake. I didn't know. I don't think I picked it. I think my ex picked it.
Oh, wow.
Ugh. The one movie I ever wanted to walk out of.
Yeah, I guess it's culturally relevant.
I don't know. There was nothing relevant about Bruno.
Like pop culture.
Anyway, so back to the future.
I'll leave.
And roll credits.
Yeah.
So, do our characters change their past in any way?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yours do for sure.
I mean, for the better, because now his dad's like rich and he's got like a fancy truck at the end of the movie, and his mom isn't like miserable, and Biff, the maybe rapist, is their butler now.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Sad he doesn't get charged with a crime. But anyway, yeah, and that's what kind of differs from Back to the Future and the Time Traveler's Wife, because Henry goes back, but he can't ever change anything.
Oh,
like,
really?
it's like already set in stone. Like, they kind of established that. Like, no matter what he does, it's already happened. And there's this whole like,
so that's more of like a all time happens at once kind of
right rule. And there's this whole kind of argument that Claire goes through this kind of thing like, well, I'm not living my own life, like that's already been decided for me. And he's like, no, you're still living your life, like it's just what you pick is what ends up happening.
Oh,
so like, and that's why a lot of times Henry will go back in her childhood and he won't tell her things, because he's like, especially like he won't talk about himself. Like she doesn't know his last name. She doesn't know anything about his parents. She doesn't know like where he lives, because he wants their meeting to be legit. Like he doesn't want her to
serendipitous.
Right.
Yeah. But then he might like end up with someone else and not get shot. Which,
funny enough, there's an ex-girlfriend that plays a sort of big role throughout the book called Ingrid.
Yeah.
And she ends up unfortunately killing herself.
Oh, wow.
In 1994. Huh. And Henry goes back actually towards the end of the book, and he's like there for her suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like he knows she dies because of like him going into the future. But when it happens, he's like 43, and he like flashes back to 1994. And I think at that point he's in his 20s or early 30s. And he tries to stop her. and he can't. And I don't know, it's crazy because like basically everything that happens. Like he can't change anything.
Yeah.
And there's a part, I'm saying actually a lot. I don't know how this happens. So they kind of talk about it, Claire and Henry. So she's drawing a picture of him.
Yeah.
This is how this whole conversation goes. And in the drawing, okay, so here's the quote. Whew, sorry, I got all over the place. Claire shows me the drawing. I've seen it before. It hangs next to Claire's drawing table in her studio at home. In the drawing, I do look peaceful. Claire signs it and begins to write the date. Don't, I say. It's not dated. It's not? I've seen it before. There's no date on it. Okay. Claire erases the date and writes Meadowlark on it instead. Done. She looks at me puzzled. Do you ever find that you go back to your present and something's changed? I mean, what if I wrote the date on this drawing right now? What would happen? I don't know. Try it, I say, curious. Claire erases the word Meadowlark and writes September 11th, 1988. There, she says. That was easy. We look at each other, bemused. Claire laughs. If we violated the space-time continuum, it isn't very obvious. I'll let you know if you just caused World War III. I'm starting to feel shaky. Think I'm going, Claire. She kisses me and I'm gone. And then a little bit later, he bounces back to the present and he goes and he looks to the date, the picture that he had just seen. He now like goes to the present time and he's 36.
Yeah.
I look it over. There's still no date on it. What happened to the date? What date? You wrote the date at the bottom here under your name. It looked like it's been trimmed off. Claire laughs. Okay, I confess, I trimmed it. Why? I got all freaked out by your World War III comment. I started thinking, what if we never meet in the future because I insisted on testing this out? I'm glad you did. Why? I don't know. I just am. We stare at each other and then Claire smiles and I shrug. And that's that. Why does it seem as though something impossible almost happened? Why do I feel so relieved? So it's so funny because he doesn't even like try to test changing the future.
Yeah.
Like they were going to try it and then Claire like freaked out and was like, what if I am going to cause World War III? Which goes back to my like butterfly effect, you know?
Yeah.
What if something simple as changing something you know in the future?
That's right. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'd still try it out.
Just for science. Like
yeah.
you know, science experiment.
Try like a little thing and then hopefully it's not like a butterfly.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Time travel ever becomes open to the public.
Yeah.
Project like DeLoreans, you could just like go time travel to. That'd be so much fun.
I guess like the future is so much more interesting because like if no time travelers are coming back to us, like I don't know. But I feel like the pyramids were definitely time travelers.
But if people were time travelers, would they let you know?
Somebody would.
I don't know. Like Henry doesn't. But Henry goes back and like obviously he stands out, but like
yeah, but like think of all of the spectrum of people that
yeah, but what if they can't stay long enough to like say I'm from the future?
Yeah. I don't know.
Now you're gonna every time somebody's weird, you're gonna be like, are you from the future?
You could tell me if you are.
Let's talk about it. What's the lottery numbers for tomorrow?
That's Back to the Future too. You can't do that. So
Henry does it.
Oh really?
Yeah, there was one time they're living in this like tiny cramped apartment and she wants like her own space because she's an artist. She wants like her own studio. So the next day he goes out and he gets lottery. Like his next time he travels to the future, he figures out the lottery for like the next day and he goes home and he's like,
Guess
here you
what?
go. And they won like $8 million. So
wow.
They're just like able to afford whatever they want.
Must be nice.
So yeah, I don't know. He like, but that was like, I don't know. I guess already his future. It's so weird to think about.
Yeah. Your past is your present.
Time travel freaks me out.
Yeah.
But it's so intriguing at the same time.
Yeah.
So in the story,
if you ever see any naked people running around, they might be time travelers.
You never know. Maybe. Or they could be on drugs. So it's either one. Like I'm just thinking like the Florida people, the
bath salts?
The bath salts guy. Yeah. That. Oof.
Yeah. Time travel.
Maybe in the future we eat faces. I don't know.
Doubt it.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know why I went there. But yeah, so both of our characters go to the past and then they go to the future in the other movie. And obviously cultures are different because things change.
Yeah.
Clothes and movies, music.
Yeah, exactly.
Pop culture. Like it's always changing.
Yeah, like I mean, at least your guy's naked, because like when Marty goes back in time, everybody's so confused by his clothes and the way he talks, and like I feel like even if I went back maybe 20 years, 20 years, I'm still like 90s kid. I would probably get, I'd probably still have the same slang and stuff like that, but if I went back to the 50s, people would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah,
like, nobody would know what I'm saying.
It's true. You'd be like,
Just
it's lit. And they'd be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you need a lighter? And you'd be like, no, it just means that was cool. Like,
yeah.
To be fair, there's some words that like boomers today don't know what we're saying. So
yeah, I guess so.
Like AF. Shout out to Stella.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every once in a while I want to go on YouTube and like look up a Rolodex of like new slang words so I don't look that obvious.
But the problem is with us using those words, here we go with the Gen Z millennial stuff again.
So
then we don't look cool.
But like I don't really want to use them. I just want to like know them if they're used on me, so I'm not like
true.
What the fuck did they just say?
Like, was that a bad thing?
Yeah. Like I don't think I'm probably going to start saying bet. But
oh yeah, that one doesn't work for me.
You never know.
Bet.
Time.
I don't really understand the like premises of it, so I'm definitely using it wrong context.
I'm pretty sure it's like you bet.
Oh, maybe.
We sound like 900 years old.
We are. That's the problem.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, Henry, like the first thing he usually does is try to find out what year he's in.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he'll pop up with like people he knows. So either Claire, like he'll be in the meadow and that's a little bit easier because like Claire knows he's coming because she has the list of dates. So she's usually chilling and she's like, it's 1975. Like she knows.
Great.
Awesome. Yeah. And then they have this friend Gomez, and Gomez usually will tell him what's up. And it's funny because one time he meets his best friend is Gomez.
Yeah.
And one time he like meets Gomez prior to meeting Gomez in present time, and he has no idea who he is. It's so crazy. He tries his best to like always find clothes that are like relevant to the time period he's in. He like tries to steal clothes that like work.
I know this is in Back to the Future too, but they acknowledge that too. Like Doc Brown has like a suitcase with like all different eras of money, just in case,
hilarious.
like, and like different clothes and stuff, so that he always is like he's got the hookup,
like ready to go.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back with recommendations, ratings, and our MVPs and stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we just want to thank you for joining us again on YouTube. We've had a lot of fun doing these videos, even though I had to take like a massive crash course on how to edit.
He's doing a good job.
It's a slow process. But if you want to tell us what you think, obviously you can comment below, or you could find us on Instagram and Twitter at Parallel Fiction Pod. If you want to leave us an email, you could do parallelfictionpodcast@gmail.com.
The old fashioned.
Yes. And you want to tell them where they could listen to the full show?
Sure. If you want to listen to the full show, including the summaries, you can find us on Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Simplecast. I got it.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Thank you.